Welcome back. It's Ethan MMA back with a new video. Today, I just wanted to rant and discuss the matchmaking lately. Um, Michael Page, who is 38 years old, coming off a win off of Jared Cannonier. In the fight before that, share a bullet in which he derailed the hype train in that fight. The fight before that, he fought Ian Gary, and it was a very close decision. Some argue that he won that fight, and that's one of the best welterweights in the world. So, how do we go from that to being matched up with an unranked Sam Patterson? This really makes no sense. This entire UFC London card, to be honest, like so many of these fights make no sense. Shout out to my boy Luke Riley. I've been high on him since Cage Warriors. He's going to run through this guy. Very easy fight for him. He's gonna knock him out. So I can't be mad at it. But Mavzar Evloev versus Lerone Murphy as well. Mavzar should have been had a title fight, and now we have Lerone Murphy, who arguably should have had a title fight after he knocked out Aaron Pico in Aaron Pico's UFC debut. That's not even the worst part of this entire card, though. The worst part is my boy Nathaniel Wood getting matched up against a UFC debut in Losin Kita. I'm sorry, I'm probably botching your name, but I have known of this guy for a while, and this guy is an absolute killer, as is Nathaniel Wood. But what the fuck does Nathaniel Wood have to do to get a ranked matchup in the UFC? Like, his only loss in his last 9 fights is to Muhammad Naimov. And to anybody that's watched that fight, you know that Naimov was cheating. He should have gotten points deducted the entire fight. And even with the points not being deducted, Nathaniel Wood won that fight. That was one of the worst robberies of 2023. So I don't know why the UFC hate Nathaniel Wood and what the hell he has to do to get a ranked matchup. But I really hope that he beats this debut. He would be stopping a big hype chain. And my boy is undeniable. He should have been had ranked matchups, and he should be a top ranked fighter in the UFC right now. He's easily top 10 in the featherweight division, and the UFC and Dana White need to show him some respect. I sadly have to bring up Brandon Moreno versus Lonier Kavanaugh as well. Lonier Kavanaugh has been one of my favorite flyweights for some time now, but I have to admit this fight makes no sense. Now, I do think Lonier wins this matchup, no bias, which makes this even worse for Brandon Moreno. Um, I have a full video planned on breaking down the entire fight, but just to keep it short, I think Lonier is going to be sniping him, and he's going to be very good defensively, and Brandon Moreno's volume is not going to win him this fight. The UFC are doing this former champ no favors, and I don't know what this matchmaking is lately. Alright, but seriously, if you guys have not checked out Nathaniel Wood's fights, do yourself a favor and see why he should be in the top 10 in the featherweight rankings. Since dropping the decision to Casey Kinney in 2020, this man's been on an absolute tear. Beating Charles Rosa, Charles Jourdain. The Charles Jourdain fight was a very crazy win at the time, as was Andre Fili. That was a very good win as well. This piece of shit Naimov cheating ruined things. Um, but after that, he's been on a tear against Pineda, Morgan, and Delgado in the most recent fight. That fight against Delgado was crazy. Like, he has crazy power, man. I feel like Nathaniel Wood gets dropped in so many fights, and then he's just such a dog. He scraps his way to victory. And he's technically one of the most sound fighters in the UFC. Like, his striking is so beautiful to watch, and he's good everywhere the fight goes. I think he's easily a top 10 fighter, and I'm really hoping that the UFC don't ruin him by throwing him to a fucking wolf in the UFC. I also told you guys Mauricio Ruffy would humble Rafael Fiziev, and that's exactly what happened. I'm very happy with my prediction. I feel like a lot of the things I said did happen and play out in this fight. Mauricio Ruffy was on the back foot like the entire fight, and he was sniping Fiziev until he eventually found the kill shot in round two. I felt like it was inevitable before the fight even started, and that's a very happy way for me to start the year off with my first prediction video. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and let me know how this new mic sounds. I am going to be releasing the Black Phone review finally, as well as a Strickland vs Hernandez fight night predictions. That card kind of sucks, but I still want to break it down as I'm going to try to do every card this year. So let's go, baby.